Kenneth McDavid is a vagrant. 2 years ago, he moved off the streets into an apartment.
And in fact, he lived in an apartment that was rented by Helen Golay, and she was taking care of him for 2 years.
Helen Golay, one of the two nice ladies from the soup kitchen. They housed and fed McDavid, and they're the sole beneficiaries of his life insurance.
There was absolutely no reason to expect that they would, under the normal course of events, outlive this man who was healthy, 20 years younger than them.
Even stranger, Helen and Olga have insured Kenneth McDavid for $1 million.
They're making an investment, and the only way that they can collect on that investment is if this man dies. So it's either a homicide or they are the luckiest two women in the world.
All I need is your signature.
Okay.
Altogether, the policies add up to nearly $6 million. Helen is listed as McDavid's business partner. Olga is fiancée. The women are arrested for insurance fraud. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. That piece could be the car that ran down Kenneth McDavid.
There was a surveillance video on the corner, and they actually had captured the vehicle going down the alley.
CCTV vision helps connect the car to Helen Golay. The police forensic team go to work.
For 2 days, they went over this vehicle with a fine-tooth comb. They put it up on a rack. They did a lot of different things. The lab found some old, dark spots under the vehicle that tested positive for blood.
Does that look like blood?
Ultimately, they called me a week or two later and said it was positive to Mr. McDavid's DNA. And it was at that time that everything started snowballing.
It's damning evidence. Two little old ladies are two little old killers.
These women were sociopaths. They were out for personal gain at the expense and abuse of others.
On the streets of Los Angeles, police arrest some unusual suspects. Two little old ladies wanted for murder.
Two 70-some-odd-year-old women who, for all intents and purposes, could be your grandmother.
It just defied anything. At the age of the perpetrators, frankly, the gender of the perpetrators, the helplessness of the victims, the amount of money involved, the cold-blooded nature of the killings. I mean, it had everything.
Helen Golay and Olga Rutterschmidt seem to take a special interest in the homeless. But when one homeless man ends up dead in a hit and run, police get curious.
We had really put a nice little puzzle together. We found the vehicle that they used. We connected Mr. McDavid's DNA to the undercarriage of the vehicle.
LAPD also discover a motive. Helen and Olga have insured Kenneth McDavid for nearly $6 million.
They proved to us what they really are, just common thugs.
These two seniors, aged in their 70s, have killed before. An LAPD officer makes a shocking connection. 6 years earlier, another homeless man was found dead in a Hollywood back alley.
Mr. Vados was killed in an almost identical fashion. Run over in an alley, dark, in the middle of the night, appeared homeless, and two little old ladies had come looking for reports and information. Sure enough, when the file was pulled, the same two little old ladies were identified as Helen and Olga.
Now come on, this is going to be your new home.
The truth is unthinkable.
Over here.
Victims are being raised like cattle for the slaughter.
So comfortable. You're going to have food. Sure can.
The men are groomed for 2 years to beat California's state insurance law.
Under the law, life insurance policies are difficult to contest on the company's part after 2 years.
For LA Times reporter Paul Pringle, few stories horrify like the hit-and-run grannies.
One of the most chilling things about this case is that Helen and Olga could have a relationship with these victims for so long, a close relationship, even a caring relationship, and apparently never come close to bonding with these people, and then to murder them in cold blood.
Helen Golay's appetite for money knows no bounds.
Helen was pretty well off and had a lot of real estate investments and lived in a high-end neighborhood and was doing very well for herself. She didn't need to do this.
Her Concerned Charity Worker Act is just a mask. She actually despises those less fortunate.
Helen looked down on anyone that wasn't an individual of wealth and substance. They didn't matter. And if someone doesn't matter, it's certainly easier to kill them.
Olga was always striving to be more like Helen and try to impress Helen. But Olga was just as culpable and just as evil as Helen.
Together, Helen and Olga's callous, cruel natures only feed off each other.
When they hooked up with each other, they validated each other's needs to rip people off and to hurt people. Helen and Olga exhibited no guilt, no remorse, no regret for what they did. That's classic sociopathy.
But how can 70-year-old women force much younger men to lie down and be run over? Police find the answer at Helen's house.
We found a vial with crushed up mixture of prescription medication that, according to the coroner's office, would knock you out, or knock out a grown man. This was found in Mr. McDavid's system during the autopsy.
Knocked out, the men are crushed to death under the wheels of Helen's car. It's the final act in a long, disturbing murder plan.
Helen and Olga were convicted of first-degree murder in both killings, been sentenced to life in prison without possibility of parole.
Helen Golay and Olga Rutterschmidt have their mask of kindness stripped away. Kind old ladies are cold, monstrous killers. Jimmy Don Beats is a down-to-earth Texan fire captain.
Sounds like a proposition.
Married to new wife, Betty Lou, he's just a few years from retirement.
I think everybody at that time in the department knew Jimmy Don Beats.
A chaplain at the Dallas Fire Department, Denny Burris worked alongside Jimmy Don.
Very responsible individual who had one quality that seemed to rise above a lot of other people in common sense.
But common sense isn't enough to see through the mask of a killer.
Black widows don't have too much difficulty putting on a mask and appearing to be an ordinary person to everyone around them. Sociopaths can do that quite well. They don't hear voices. They're not delusional. They're not killing for fun or for sex. It's a cold-blooded event.
Betty Lou Beats is a lady with many secrets. Her last husband, Doyle Wayne Barker, hasn't been seen for a year. Because he's buried in Betty Lou's backyard.
She told her daughter that she really wanted to get rid of him. And so the daughter said, well, divorce him. And she said, and then I'd lose the trailer, and winter's coming. Well, I would be out here in the cold.
You know what, Shirley? I'm gonna kill Wayne.
And so she tried to get her daughter to help her bury Wayne Barker.
Betty's daughter, Shirley, is shocked. But her mother is a strong woman. Betty Lou will do the dirty work. Her daughter just has to help clean up.
Betty's state of mind was calm, cool, and collected.
Good riddance, Wayne.
These were not crimes of passion.
Within a year, Betty Lou has a new husband and a new reason to kill. 6 months into their marriage, Jimmy Don goes missing.
I received a call that morning that Jimmy Don had apparently drowned in an accident out at Cedar Creek Lake.
His fishing boat is found drifting on the lake, empty. While the search goes on for days, no body is found. All that remains is an air of suspicion.
They found it very strange that Jimmy Don turned up missing in the first place because he was a very careful boater. He didn't take any chances.
Betty didn't act normally for a grieving widow.
She made the statement, if they don't find Jimmy Don, when can I expect to begin receiving benefits? For me, it was like just kind of aghast that she would even ask something like this. This is only the 3rd day that we've been out there.
Is it gonna be big enough, Jimmy?
It'll be big enough.
Jimmy Don Beats is not at the bottom of the lake.
It's gonna be beautiful. You wait. Let's finish.
After 4 days building Betty's wishing well, he falls into bed, exhausted. The Black Widow moves in for the kill.
Bye-bye, Jimmy.
This time, Betty's son Bobby is tangled in her deadly web.
Go, Bobby.
She has her well,
Go there, Jimmy.
and now she has her wish. A husband buried beneath it.
Bye-bye, Jimmy. Bobby? Bobby?
Bobby was so afraid that something was going to happen to his mother, knowing now she had actually killed her husband.
There, is that his medicine? Is that his collar medicine?
Betty gets Bobby to finish the crime.
It's to put in the boat, Bobby, okay? It's to put in the boat.
He takes Jimmy Don's fishing license, his glasses, and his heart pills,
What's the fishing line?
puts them in his boat, and sets it adrift on the lake.
We're gonna put it in the boat, Bobby.
2 years pass. Jimmy Don's disappearance is still a mystery. Then Betty Lou finds a new man and jokes about having buried her own husband.
I guess the old saying, your sins are going to always find you out. Well, they did in Betty Lou's case, and it came as a result of just a slip of the tongue.
Betty Lou's new boyfriend also has loose lips. He takes the news straight to the police.
The person that I spoke to informed me that Betty Lou actually told him that there was a body buried under her porch. So that was my first solid clue.
Detective Rick Rose pays Betty Lou Beats a visit. Underneath the wishing well, he finds a body. It's missing fire captain Jimmy Don Beats. Out back, another surprise. The body of Doyle Wayne Barker.
I don't think Betty thought for a minute that she would get caught. The boldness of burying the body of someone you killed on your own property. No, she did not think she was going to get caught.
Careful, Bobby. All right, go
Arrested for
downstairs.
murder, Betty Lou will do anything to save herself.
Oh, for God's sake, Bobby! Hopeless boy. Sorry, Mama.
Betty put Betty first, and that's the bottom line.
She turns on her own children, trying to blame them for the murders.
I don't think she cared. I don't think she felt any empathy for her victims, nor did she have any empathy for what her kids might have been feeling involving them in this.
The trial jury finds Betty Lou guilty of 2 murders.
My visit with her at the trial is something that I don't think in my mind's eye will I ever forget. I don't know how you can describe the eyes of that lady. Her stare was just a glaring type of stare. And her eyebrows weren't raised, but they were just staring.
Betty Lou's deadly past is finally exposed. After arguing with her second husband, she shoots him.
She shot him at least twice. And she explained to the police how he was trying to attack her. And they always questioned why the bullets were in the back of his head.
He survives. Husband number 3 also has a lucky escape.
She tried to run him over with her car. He managed to jump behind a van and saved his life.
Her next 2 husbands end up buried in her yard. But Jimmy Don Beats will be Betty's final victim. On February 24th, 2000, Betty Lou Beats is executed by lethal injection.
She was a cold-blooded killer.
On the day he dies, Steve Rico is desperate to save his marriage.
Kim's just laid it on him that, I want a divorce.
A few months earlier, Mike took a troubling phone call from his good friend.
He was upset, crying. I could hear his voice quivering. He didn't want to lose her. That was his life.
The Millers had introduced Steve and Kim.
Kim was a very gregarious type personality. She was very outgoing, very friendly. Everybody liked her.
My wife set up a double date. He was kind of smitten by her. He thought she was attractive. Just basically hit it off, and from that point on, started dating.
Soon they marry and have a daughter. 9 years on, Steve is still in love.
Can you help me?
What are you, a baby?
But Kim is no longer the bright, outgoing woman he married. She is cold and distant. Kim's true Valentine is not Steve Rico. It's a 23-year-old Marine sergeant named Brad. She's having an affair.
Kim wrote Brad a letter the day that she left for her weekend with her husband about how much she loved him and couldn't wait to spend her future with him.
Steve has no idea about his wife's betrayal.
She was bound and determined that this murder was going to happen no matter what.
This suburban mother is a cold, calculating killer. At a golf resort in Maryland, fire tears through a guest room. Kim Rico's husband, Steve, is found inside, burnt to death. Prosecutor Robert Dean says it all looks like a terrible accident.
She claimed that he was sloppy drunk and that he wanted to have sex. So she said they got into an argument and she left for a few hours.
Stop it! No!
And she said she drove around and got lost. And that she then returned to the cottage and saw that it was full of smoke. And then she reported the room was on fire. Stephen was not drunk that night. The blood test at the autopsy shows that. He was not drunk.
He's such a party pooper. We're away.
The mask of Kim Rico is slipping. Behind it lies a killer.
Was she really capable of doing this? Everybody was saying it, but again, I ignored it and just pushed it back and said she wasn't capable of doing it. And man, was I wrong.
Police follow a lead to Kim's workplace. She has access to a very dangerous drug.
She did indicate that she knew how to end her husband's life and that she could actually get her hands on a substance that would kill him.
A deadly substance used by anesthesiologists in emergency and operating rooms. Succinylcholine.
She snuck up and attacked him with a hypodermic syringe, knowing full well that the burning of the body would cover up any puncture wound.
Succinylcholine is a fast, lethal drug with a terrifying twist.
This agent just simply causes paralysis. It does not alter your level of consciousness.
It basically suffocates you as the paralyzing agent, so he would have maintained consciousness while he was suffocating.
I really wonder what Stephen must have felt when he realized he couldn't move. Panic, I imagine. There is no way that succinylcholine can paralyze terror.
Kim Rico thinks she has planned the perfect crime.
One of the things that I see in almost every case of premeditated spousal murder, where the killer is above average intelligence, is arrogance. And the arrogance they have makes them do stupid things.
It was clear that this was a staged killing. There were empty beer bottles in the room, and there was a pack of cigars.
The cigars are vital clues. Not only is Steve Rico a non-smoker, they can't start a fire.
There was an investigation as to how a fire like this could have started. And that fire could not have started by the ashes of a cigar.
Prosecutor Robert Dean takes a mass of evidence to trial. Kim Rico is found guilty of murder and jailed for life.
She injected him with succinylcholine and watched him suffocate and lit him on fire. How much colder could it get?